catching in Gen 2 is hilariously busted. Let's see how broken it is.
Share it. One of the core mechanics of the series, capture, is governed by a formula which gets tweaked almost every generation. In the first games,
I don't think they change it much now, though, do they? From generation 7 to 8, I don't think they would have changed it much. Like, sure, in the earlier generations they would, but I think they kind of got it down pat now.
The series, Red and Blue, most of the calculations do not make any sense and are really confusing. Understandable given how
we have watched the video
Gen
for that.
1 was.
Lyra did make a video for this and we did watch it. If you'd like to watch it, then you can subscribe to their channel, which will be linked in the description. I encourage you to go and subscribe to their channel because they make really fantastic videos. We're going to learn something today.
Solved this by revamping the entire formula.
Oh,
leading
here we
to a
go.
more straightforward and easier to understand and explain process.
Here we go.
In Gen 2, there are 3 determining factors taken into account during a capture.
I know what it is. It's oh, the captions already spoiled it. Damn it, captions. Don't spoil it, man. I was going to say that. I was going to predict it.
HP, statuses, and balls.
Whatever, dude. I don't care.
Let's start with hit points. As expected, weakening a Pokemon by lowering its HP increases your catch rate. The formula used is based on the difference between max HP and current HP, and is linear.
So, in Generation 2, it's actually worth it to reduce a Pokemon's HP down to 1. Because in Generation 1, we know that if you go below 33%, it doesn't actually change anything from that point.
Which means any damage dealt increases the catch chance. At 1 HP, you almost triple the base chance of capturing a Pokemon without taking other factors into account. Note, however, that the increase is relative to each Pokemon's catch chance. For example, Ladybug goes from a 33.50% catch chance at max HP to 98.49% at
oh my
1
god,
HP,
that's
while
insane.
Goes from 0.78% to 1.17.
What an increase, baby.
Still,
Let's go.
Everything
Huge.
is in order.
Love that. Love that
Working
for
as
us.
intended, and more importantly, makes sense for the player.
Yeah, except this player's not going to look into the algorithms and be like, oh yes, 1.78%. Very good.
Pokemon should be easier to catch as it becomes weaker.
Woo,
Next,
we did it.
Statuses. There are 5 status effects in the game that can affect capture, separated in 2 tiers. In the first tier, we have Sleep and Freeze, and in the second, we have Burn, Poison, and Paralysis. Each tier increases the catch chance by a flat amount.
Wait, I'm gonna guess it is for Sleep. I think it's like 1.5 times, and then for Status it's like 1.25.
The end of the calculation by 10 and 5 respectively, out of 256.
That doesn't help.
Meaning 3.91% for the first tier and 1.95% for the second.
Okay, I was wrong.
Or that's how things were supposed to work, but that's where we get a taste of the Gen 2 bustedness.
Damn it!
Here's how it actually works. Sleep and Freeze increase your catch chance by 3.91, while Burn, Poison, and Paralysis do absolutely nothing.
What?
That's
this whole time?
Due to an oversight, the check in place for these statuses always fails, meaning no increase.
We've been wasting our time for years and years paralyzing Pokemon so that we could catch it earlier, only to find out that it didn't do anything at all.
The intended
moment for Game
wasn't
Freak.
that significant in the first place, but could have helped a lot for rare and legendary Pokemon.
That's
insane. So when it comes to statuses, either use Sleep or just chuck balls.
Throw your balls, chat.
Or you could get really lucky with an ice attack, but I wouldn't count on it. Finally,
landing Blizzard and
the
freezing
balls,
is easy.
And that's where things get hilarious. But before we laugh, we first need to learn the basics of capture. See, every species of Pokemon has a fixed number, indicating how easily they can be caught.
The catch rate.
That number is called catch rate. And the lower the catch rate, the harder the Pokemon is to capture.
Ending at 3.
As a rule, the rarer a Pokemon is, the lower its catch rate. In Gen 2,
you taking your notes?
Increase a Pokemon's catch rate by a factor dependent on ball's strength.
Oh, and I've got some strong balls, don't you worry.
For example, the Pokeball multiplies the catch rate by 1, the Great Ball by 1.5, and the Ultra Ball by 2.
Oh, does the Ultra Ball actually work in Generation 2? Because we learned in Generation 1 from the previous video that the Ultra Ball does nothing and the Great Ball is better.
Makes sense.
It doesn't
As
do nothing,
balls
but
get
still.
better, they have a bigger impact on your chance to successfully capture a Pokemon. I'm saying that because that is not at all how balls worked in Gen 1.
Yup.
They behave in a way you did not expect. And the Great Ball was actually the better ball. See, I'm not gonna get into Gen 1 catching mechanics.
Oh, but you did.
But it was really dumb.
You did get into
The
it though,
other
didn't
two
you?
normal balls.
You made that
are
other
the
video.
Master Ball, which is an automatic success, and the Park Ball for the bug catching contest, which is equivalent to a Great Ball with a 1.5 multiplier.
Who funds the safaris or the park ball? Who funds this park? They gave out 30 balls for every single person that want to partake. Where do you get this from?
So
Where's
far,
the funding
so
from?
good. Everything.
It's this kind of wasteful spending that is ballooning our deficit in the Pokemon world. And if you elect me president of Johto, I will cut funding for the parks and increase lower
It's
taxes.
straightforward and works as you would expect. But Gen 2 also added a way to get special balls. Give Kurt in Azalea Town colored apricorns found in the world, and he will turn them into specific balls with specific requirements.
For free. Apparently, we just don't pay him for his work, which is weird and bad. You should always pay artists for their work. I always pay my artist. He's an artist in a way. Always pay artists for your work. I think that the 12-year-old that we play as in the game is actually morally corrupt and a bad person.
If the Pokemon you are trying to catch fulfills these requirements, your ball will boost the catch rate significantly.
How
If
much?
it doesn't, the
3
catch
times?
rate is unaffected,
feel
turning
like it's
it
3
into
times.
a basic Pokeball. Now, I don't know if the developers were short on time.
They were. Gold and Silver was notoriously rushed and incredibly hard to create because they had to fit everything in 2 regions into a tiny cartridge, which they barely were able to do, which is why Johto is so bare bones.
Drunk, or if Kurt is just terrible at his job, but most of these balls
Poor
do
Cologne.
not have the intended effect.
He's working for
So
free,
it is
man.
time to play a game.
You get what you
Working
pay for, you know?
Or busted.
Okay,
We
okay,
start
I'm gonna play.
with the Lure Ball.
Okay.
Made from blue apricorns.
Yup.
The in-game description states, a ball for Pokemon hooked by a rod. The ball multiplies by 3 the catch rate of a Pokemon if you are fishing.
I feel like this one, because the code for understanding whether or not a Pokemon was hooked by a rod was actually complicated and didn't work properly.
Not the most useful ball, as most fish Pokemon are easy to catch, but still working as intended.
Damn it!
Next,
Okay,
the Friend
sure.
Ball,
All right,
made
okay,
from
that's
green
fine.
apricorns.
That's fine, fine. Give me another one.
A ball that makes Pokemon friendly.
Sure.
This ball multiplies the catch rate by 1 and sets the friendship value of a caught Pokemon to 200. Again,
All right, I feel like this one should work because setting a friendship value is a relatively easy piece of code. It's probably like 1 or 2 lines. It's it'd be like if caught in friend ball, set this to 200 instead of 70. I feel like that's a relatively simple
working
code.
well.
Yay!
See,
I
any
did
caught
it!
Pokemon starts with a default friendship value of 70. The
That's
Friend
easy.
Ball gives you a significant boost and is actually a good ball. So where are
Okay,
the broken
I'm gonna.
balls I keep talking about?
Oh no! He's just. I wanted to play the game.
Well, let's look at the Fastball, made from white apricorns.
I didn't get to guess, man. I
A
don't know what
ball
to
for
play.
catching fast Pokemon. The Fastball multiplies the catch rate by 4 if the wild Pokemon is Magnemite,
What?
Grimer, and
What?
Tangela.
Tangela?
What?
What? It's not even fast. I mean, maybe Magnemite, but Grimer and Tangela? What?
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 How does that even work?
I don't know,
More
bud.
than just being busted, it's also
Yeah.
very specific.
That's so
How does
weird.
that happen?
What?
Turns out the ball
Where's the
is
code
supposed
for
to
that?
work for all the Pokemon in 3 different tables.
Okay.
Pokemon with a 10% chance to flee, 50% chance to flee, or 100% chance to flee.
Magnemite has a
Instead,
chance to flee?
It just works for the first 3 Pokemon from the first table, which happen to be Magnemite, Grimer,
What?
and Tangela. A ball that works on 3 out of
For catching fast, they don't even have high base speed stats. That doesn't even make sense. They wrote this really weirdly and dumb.
251 Pokemon. Pretty niche. Next,
That's so
the
strange.
Heavy Ball from Black Apricorns. A ball for catching heavy Pokemon.
Okay, the heavy ball is also broken in Gen 7, where if you use a heavy ball on a Beldum, it has a 0% chance to ever be caught. It's impossible to catch. It's kind of hilarious.
Which works as intended. The heavier the Pokemon is, the bigger the increase to the catch rate. Although, there are
Okay.
2 strange things to note about the Heavy Ball. First, it is the only ball which does not multiply the catch rate, but adds a set value to it. Which means its use is not just limited to heavy Pokemon, but rare heavy Pokemon. In fact, in practice...
Because if you add a set value, that would result in a much better catch rate than multiplying an already very low number.
This ball results in a significant increase for only Lugia and Snorlax.
Whoa! Plus 40! So 2.6 times, 7.6 times the catch rate if you do Lugia. That's actually cracked.
For every single other Pokemon, you're better off just using an Ultra Ball.
What if you're too poor to afford them, though?
It is the only ball which makes your catch rate worse if you do not fulfill its requirements.
Can it be worse than a Pokeball?
While this ball works in Gold and Silver, in Pokemon Crystal, the game misinterprets junk data, resulting in a plus 40 catch rate increase for Kadabra, Tauros, and Sunflora.
Ah, yes, the widely known very fat Sunfloras, fat flowers out there, and especially Kadabra. You might think he's skin and bones, but those bones weigh quite a lot.
Instead of the intended minus 20. On the topic of busted balls, the Level Ball from Red Apricorns, a ball for lower level Pokemon.
This seems relatively simple.
It seemingly works as intended.
Okay, rate times 8 if it's level times 4 of wild Pokemon level. Okay, sure.
The increase is correctly based on the difference in level between your Pokemon and the wild Pokemon.
That seems relatively simple.
The issue here is hidden.
Oh.
For some reason,
Let's find it.
Using a level ball bypasses the catch rate formula, resulting in the level ball increase being the only factor taken into account.
So the catch rate formula, if it ignores the catch rate formula, so it just takes the original catch rate of the Pokemon and times it by 8 if your level is 4 times a wild Pokemon? So if you status it or if you lower its HP, that does nothing if you're using a level ball. Oh!
The opposing Pokemon
the
is at 1 HP and sleeping. Too bad. It doesn't matter.
That's so weird.
Made
How does
from
it ignore
pink
that?
Apricorns, the Love Ball is made for catching the opposite gender.
Okay, wait, I get to guess this one. I feel like this one is easy. Gender equals this, and wild Pokemon gender equals this. Then you can decide from there whether or not it gets an increase. That's relatively simple. This should work.
In practice, the Love Ball works on Pokemon of the same species of your current Pokemon.
What?
Which is not clear at all from the description, but still working as intended.
Wait. It works from the same species, not even the same egg group? I mean, I guess that makes sense because if a Pokemon can't breed together, it's based on breeding. So if a Pokemon can't breed together, then it wouldn't work for the Love Ball. But still, that's dumb.
And of the same sex.
Oh, very progressive, Game Freak.
That's right. This ball does the exact opposite of what it says.
Oh,
I mean,
it's a social commentary on how same-sex marriage and different-sex marriage is essentially the same thing, and how we should put aside this weird argument over, is it the same thing? Is it not the same thing? And, keeping marriage pure and traditional. It's a completely dumb argument, and that we should just let people live their lives and let people have the same rights as everybody else.
It's not like I have a problem.
Very good, Game Freak. Very good.
I just did not know 1999 Game Freak was so open.
I love that.
If you have a thing for same-sex relationships, no need to be shy and hide it in the code.
It's a social commentary. You wouldn't get it.
Anyway, last
I'm kidding, you would get it. You're very
not
smart.
least,
You're smarter than I am, Lyra.
Made from yellow apricorns. A ball for Moonstone Evolvers.
Get any Moonstone Evolvers out here? I feel like this is gonna be easy, right? Unless they really messed up the code of like the evolution or like some kind of item is like for dangly and a little bit weird. This should work, and there shouldn't be any problems with this.
Simple, to the point, easy to understand. This ball multiplies by 4 the catch rate of Pokemon who evolve using a Burn Heal.
What?
A Burn Heal.
Oh, come on, man. Dude, there's so few Pokemon that evolve with Moonstone. They could have just done a list. They could have just pointed a list at the actual Pokemon and be like, if it is this Pokemon, this, Nidoran, Clefable, Jigglypuff, whatever, then it has 4 times catch rate. If you pointed to the item, then I guess you mess up and do like a weird little typo that makes you use a Burn Heal instead of the Moonstone.
This was my favorite. They messed up the item ID, so now it checks for Pokemon evolving via the Burn Heal method.
How do you not test this?
In case you do not know,
how do you not double check this?
out of 251 Pokemon, A grand total of 0 evolve using a burn heal.
When I was doing computer science in school, I double-checked my code more than Game Freak did for their blockbuster Pokemon Gold thing.
Basically turning the Moon Ball into a prettier Pokeball.
Great.
Actually, the Moon Ball is worse than a Pokeball because you can buy a Pokeball.
At least it looks
in
nice.
In Gold and Silver, you can only ask Kurt to make 1 special ball per day. This was changed in Crystal, where you can give all your apricorns of the same color at once.
That's kind of an inefficient code if you list all the Pokemon on the list. That's true, but at least it would have fucking worked.
But the apricorns themselves are limited. That's right. There is only 1 apricorn tree of each color in the world on Route 37, 42, and Azalea Town. And they also take a day to blossom, which made these special balls really rare and inconvenient to get, and explains why their brokenness flew under many people's radar.
This is Game Freak's MO. To create a really specific, obscure feature that is incredibly detailed and hard to program, but then ultimately no one ends up using because there's not enough worth from it.
Myself included.
Game Freak does this in every generation.
Nobody used them.
It's like Pokathlon, it's like the Pokemon Islands thing, it's like Pokemon and Me. Like, it's specific and obscure, and they put a lot of time and effort into it, and not many people actually end up using it to any substantial amount.
Or not in high enough quantity to notice the issues. Funnily enough, it is probably the reason these glitches did not get noticed early enough to be fixed.
The Moonstone one is like completely ridiculous. I can't believe that.
To be honest, I don't mind the special balls being completely busted. It adds to the charm of the first 2 Pokemon generations.
I love how to this day we are still finding new things and we're still learning new things about these games. It seems like we should have figured out everything by now, but we're still learning new things, and I think that's awesome. Lyra's videos are absolutely fantastic, and I would encourage you please to subscribe to their YouTube channel, who'll be linked in the description. And if you want to see more reactions from me, subscribe to More Patterrz. If you want to check out another video, then I think you'll like it.